grab your coffee or whatever you need to get through this, because the latest developments are absolutely explosive and we need to break it all down right now. Let's just jump straight into the madness. So here we are again, and honestly, I am so tired of the back and forth, but at the same time, I cannot look away. You guys know what I mean. It's like a train wreck in slow motion. We all knew this secret was going to blow up in everyone's faces. We all knew Hope Logan Spencer could not just hide out at Logan forever without someone from Forrester Creations walking through those doors. But I don't think any of us expected it to happen exactly like this. And I definitely didn't expect Ridge Forrester to be the one to kick the door down. Let's set the scene. Ridge goes over to the Logan office. He's not there to snoop. Surprisingly, he actually goes there to find Eric Forrester. Apparently, Ridge wants to discuss some classic designs with his dad. Which, okay, makes sense. Eric is the standard. We know Katie and Bill have been trying to figure out how to follow up Eric's legendary collections with their new launch. So Ridge is just looking for Eric to talk about some classic, legacy fashion stuff. He walks into the office, probably expecting to see Katie stressing out, or maybe just some empty desks. But no, he doesn't find Eric. He finds Hope, and he finds Deke Sharp. And they are standing there, huddled over a desk, reviewing the brand new sketches for the upcoming Logan collection. Boom, just like that, the secret is out. I mean, wow, just wow, the visual of that alone. Ridge walking in, expecting classic Eric sketches, and instead he gets hit with the reality that his stepdaughter is secretly working for the enemy. And not just working for the enemy, but working with Deke Sharp, the guy Steffy literally just fired. The guy Steffy replaced with Thomas and Zende, who completely failed to deliver what Hope wanted. Ridge is stunned. He is absolutely dead in his tracks. He's just standing there, staring at Hope and Deke, and you can practically see the gears turning in his head as his brain breaks. And then comes the explosion. Ridge completely loses it. He explodes in this massive, earth-shattering rage. He starts yelling, pointing fingers, the whole classic Ridge Forrester meltdown. He looks right at Hope and accuses her of being a traitor. A traitor? He actually uses that word. He accuses her of stabbing Brooke and the entire Forrester family in the back. And you know, part of me gets it. From his perspective, the Forresters value loyalty above everything else. They value their own blood and their own brand. And Brooke just pulled off a literal miracle to get Hope her hope for the future line back at Forrester. Brooke went to bat for her. Brooke has been fighting Steffy tooth and nail. And here is Hope, secretly plotting a new launch at Logan. So yeah, Ridge sees it as a massive betrayal. But let's be real. Let's really be honest here for a second. Is Hope really the villain in this specific situation? Hope tries to explain herself. She desperately tries to get Ridge to calm down and just listen to her for 1 minute. She tells him that she needs creative freedom. She needs the freedom that Steffy took away from her. And she is not wrong. Steffy has been holding Hope's line hostage for months. Steffy has been threatening to cancel it, delaying the relaunch, firing her lead designer, replacing him with people who don't get the vision. Steffy has been an absolute tyrant when it comes to Hope for the future. Hope was suffocating over there. She was watching her life's work get flushed down the drain because of a personal vendetta. So she took a leap. She took an opportunity that Katie offered her. An opportunity where she gets total creative control and gets to work with a designer she actually trusts. But Ridge doesn't listen. Of course he doesn't listen. When does Ridge ever actually listen when he's in the middle of a tantrum? He completely ignores everything Hope is saying about Steffy's toxic management style. He doesn't care about creative freedom. He only cares about the perceived disloyalty. He just keeps yelling, and then he drops the ultimate threat. He threatens to expose the absolute truth to Brooke immediately if Hope doesn't leave that office right then and there. This is where it gets so messy, because Brooke is going to lose her mind. We all know this. Brooke has been smack-talking Logan with Ridge for weeks. Brooke even slapped Katie over this whole corporate rivalry thing. Brooke thinks Katie's fashion house is circling the drain. If Ridge goes to Brooke and tells her that her own daughter is the secret weapon Katie is using to destroy Forrester, Brooke is going to have a complete and total meltdown. She will probably march over to Logan and start flipping tables. And Hope knows this. Hope is terrified of her mother's reaction. That's why she's been lying to her face. That's why she's been hiding. So Ridge using Brooke as a weapon against Hope is just. It's cruel, but it's effective. But wait, it gets crazier, because right in the middle of this screaming match, Ridge finally takes a good, hard look at Deke Sharp. And he looks at the sketches on the table, and the realization hits him like a freight train. Deke is the mystery designer. Deke Sharp, the guy who was sketching in his little apartment above I. Eldredino. The guy who Steffi deemed not good enough for Forrester Creations. He is the one behind the new youthful, edgy Logan line that Katie has been raving about. When Ridge realizes this, his anger shifts from just feeling betrayed by Hope to full-blown corporate paranoia. He looks at Deke, he looks at Hope, and he suddenly connects dots that might not even be there. Or maybe they are. I don't even know anymore. I'm second-guessing myself just thinking about it. Ridge decides, right in that moment, that this isn't just about Hope wanting creative freedom. He decides this is a malicious, calculated plot by Bill Spencer. Yes, Bill Spencer, Ridge's ultimate rival. The guy who is currently doubling down on that big Blue Hope Diamond plot to make sure the Logan launch is a smash hit. Ridge is convinced that Bill is orchestrating this entire thing to destroy Forrester Creations from the inside out. He thinks Bill manipulated Hope, poached Deke, and is using them as pawns in a sick game of corporate warfare. And you know what? It sounds crazy when Ridge screams it out loud in the middle of an office. But is it really that far-fetched? This is Bill Spencer we are talking about. Bill was furious when Brooke slapped Katie. Bill has been having secret meetings with Wyatt and Liam, trying to fortify the Spencer empire. Wyatt is out there right now trying to track down the real Hope for the future Diamond just to generate buzz for this specific Logan line. Bill wants to blindside Forrester. He literally said there's a new sheriff in town and told Hope to leave that dusty old fashion house behind. So Ridge isn't entirely wrong to suspect Bill is pulling strings. But he is entirely wrong to think Hope is just some mindless pawn. Hope made this choice because Steffi backed her into a corner. But try telling that to Ridge right now. You can't. He is seeing red. He is seeing Bill Spencer's smug face laughing at him. He is seeing his family legacy being threatened by his own stepdaughter and his biggest enemy. What were they thinking? What were Hope and Katie actually thinking? Did they really believe they could keep this under wraps until the runway show? Did they think Ridge and Steffi would just never find out? It's Los Angeles. Everyone walks into everyone else's office unannounced all the time. We see it every single episode. Security is a joke. Charlie Weber is probably off eating a donut somewhere while Ridge just waltzes into the Logan building. And now the fallout is going to be nuclear. Think about what happens next. Think about the ripple effects of this one confrontation. If Ridge actually follows through on his threat and goes straight to Brooke. Oh man, Brooke is going to be devastated. She just thought she won. She thought she secured Hope's future at Forrester. She thought she was going to be co-CEO with Ridge and they were going to run the company together and everything would be perfect. Finding out that Hope lied to her and that Katie is the one who facilitated it. The Logan sisters might never recover from this. we might be looking at a permanent fracture between Brooke and Katie. Donna has been trying to warn Katie. Donna literally said this would ruin the family. And Katie ignored her. Katie was to focus on beating Steffy and getting a win for Bill. And what about Steffy? When Ridge tells Steffy that Hope is the new face of Logan and that Deke is the designer, Steffy is going to feel so vindicated. She's going to say, "I told you so" a million times. She's going to use this to prove that Hope is a traitor and a snake. Steffy already hated the idea of Brooke taking her co-CEO spot. Now, Steffy is going to go to war. She might even try to sue Logan. We heard rumors about contract issues and legal recourse regarding Hope's leave of absence. Steffy will absolutely weaponize the Forrester lawyers to shut this down. And poor Deke. Deke was just trying to get a break. He was just trying to design clothes and make a living. Now he is caught in the crossfire of a billionaire blood feud between Ridge Forrester and Bill Spencer. Plus, Deke already has his own problems. Remy Price just kissed him. Remy is lurking around, knowing the secret, threatening to blackmail people. Deke is under so much pressure to deliver a hit collection, and now he has Ridge Forrester screaming in his face. I honestly feel a little bad for Hope in this specific moment. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She was just trying to find a safe space to create. She was tired of the toxic environment at Forrester. But she went about it in the worst possible way. Lying to Brooke was a massive mistake. Sneaking around with Deke was a mistake. She should have just proudly resigned, walked out the front door, and announced she was going to Logan. Sneaking around just makes her look exactly like the traitor Ridge is accusing her of being. And the fans on social media are going to lose their minds over this. The Team Steffy fans are going to be celebrating, calling Hope a hypocrite. The Team Hope fans are going to be defending her, saying Steffy drove her to this. It's going to be a bloodbath on the timeline. And let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger pattern here. This is exactly what the show does best. They build up these massive secrets. They have characters sweating and lying for weeks. Will Spencer is currently having a literal panic attack trying to hide this secret from Elektra. Melissa Dillon is tangled up in it. Liam is cheering it on. Everyone is holding their breath. And then, the writers just pull the pin on the grenade in the most dramatic way possible. Ridge looking for classic Eric designs and stumbling into a corporate espionage plot. It's soapy perfection. It really is. But where does Hope go from here? Does she cave to Ridge's ultimatum? Does she drop the sketches, walk out of Logan, and go back to Forrester to face the music with Brooke? Or does she stand her ground? Does she look Ridge in the eye and say, "No, I am staying here"? Fire me if you want, but I am a Logan now. I really hope she stands her ground. I really do. Because if she goes back to Forrester now, Steffy will make her life a living hell. Steffy will never let her forget this. Steffy will hold this over her head forever. Hope's only real path forward is to embrace the chaos, sign the contract with Katie, and go to war against Forrester Creations. And Bill Spencer will be right there behind her, funding the whole thing. Bill is probably going to love this. When Bill finds out Ridge barged into his wife's office and screamed at Hope, Bill is going to go on the warpath. We might actually get a physical altercation between Ridge and Bill over this. It's been a while since those two really threw down. I am just so overwhelmed by how many storylines are crashing together in this one room. You have the Hope of Steffy rivalry. You have the Brooke and Katie sister feud. You have the Ridge Bill billionaire war. You have the Deke Thomas and a designer drama. It is all culminating right here, right now, over these sketches on a desk at Logan. I don't know how they are going to resolve this. I really don't. Somebody is going to get hurt. Careers are going to be ruined. Marriages might even fall apart. If Ridge takes this out on Brooke, their whole reconciliation could go up in smoke. I guess we just have to wait and see what Hope does next. Does she run, or does she fight? I know what I would do, but Hope is Hope. She always tries to please everyone, and right now that is mathematically impossible. She has to choose a side, Forrester or Logan, Brooke or Katie, Steffi's tyranny or Bill's master plan. Alright, I need to wrap this up before I give myself a headache trying to predict what Brad Bell is going to do next. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Ridge right to be this angry? Is Hope a traitor, or is she just a victim of Steffi's bullying? And what is Bill Spencer going to do when he hears about this? I'll be back later with more updates if anything else leaks. Stay strong out there. B&B fans. It's going to be a very bumpy ride for the rest of the week.